Hi dear children, I am Rakhi, PGT Economics. Welcome back to my class. My last classes you already studied basic concept about economics, that is central problems of an economy, and PPC, production possibility curve. These two classes already over. I think all of you understood my classes. Now we will study about consumer equilibrium. You know who is a consumer? A consumer is one who buys goods and services for the satisfaction of wants. Consumer buys goods and services for the satisfaction of wants. So, who is a consumer? Consumer is one who buys goods and services for the satisfaction of wants. Consumer is one who buys goods and services for the satisfaction of wants. And do you know when consumer is in equilibrium? The consumer is in equilibrium when he get maximum satisfaction from the consumption of given commodity. A consumer, why he buy the commodity? In order to get satisfaction. So the consumer is in equilibrium when he gets maximum satisfaction from the consumption of given commodity. Consumer is in equilibrium when he gets maximum satisfaction from the consumption of given commodity. Okay, everyone understood? Consumer is one who buys goods and services for the satisfaction of wants, and consumer is in equilibrium when he get maximum satisfaction from the consumption of given commodity. Okay, now we will study about how to measure the consumer equilibrium. There are two approaches to measure the consumer equilibrium, means two approaches of consumer equilibrium. Approaches of consumer equilibrium. First one is cardinal utility approach. Next one is ordinal utility approach. So there are two approaches of consumer equilibrium, cardinal utility approach and ordinal utility approach. Now first we will study about the cardinal utility approach. Cardinal utility approach, it is introduced by famous economist Alfred Marshall. So Alfred Marshall utility approach, it is also known as Alfred Marshall utility approach. According to Alfred Marshall, utility can be measured in terms of numbers, that is 1, 2, 3. Means utility can be measured in terms of cardinal numbers. According to him, utility can be measured on the basis of numbers. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that we can measure the utility or satisfaction of the consumer. Now you have to study what is utility. Utility means wants satisfying power of a commodity. A consumer buys the commodity because it has the power to satisfy or wants. So what is utility? Utility means the wants satisfying power of a commodity. And do you know this utility can be measured, that is one satisfying power of a commodity can be measured on the basis of one unit, that is util. Okay, so the utility can be measured on the basis of util. Util means U1, U2, U3, U4, like that we can measure the utility on the basis of util. Util is the unit of measurement of utility. Okay, means the one ice cream. Suppose if we consume first ice cream, 10 utility means 10 util. If we consume a second ice cream, 16 utility means it is what? 16 util. Okay, so likewise utility can be measured on the basis of the util. And you know this utility, util, all these are psychological concept. Means it is an imaginary concept because our satisfaction, habit, taste, all these are different. Yes, no. Depending upon the consumer, taste, preference, habit, taste, all these are different. Now we will study about the two types of utility, that is total utility and marginal utility. In this first we will study about total utility. That is TU. You know what is total utility? It is the total satisfaction derived by the consumer from the consumption of all possible units of the commodity. Okay, total utility means total satisfaction get by the consumer from the consumption of all units of the commodity. So total utility is the total satisfaction derived by the consumer from the consumption of all possible units of the commodity. How to find out the total utility? There is one formula to find out the total utility. That is total utility is equal to U1 plus U2 plus U3 till UN. Okay, the sum of the utility, that is what? Total utility. Total utility is the total satisfaction derived by the consumer from the consumption of all possible units of the commodity. I will explain with the example, that is first ice cream 10 util and second ice cream 16 util. Then what will be the total utility? 10 plus 16. 10 plus 16 is equal to 26. To 26 util, that is the total utility. So total utility is the total satisfaction derived by the consumer from the consumption of all possible units of the commodity. How to find out the total utility? TU is equal to U1 plus U2 plus U3 till UN. Here first ice cream 10 util and suppose second ice cream we get the satisfaction of 16 util, then total utility is 10 plus 16, that is 26 util, that is total utility. Next we will study about marginal utility. Marginal utility. Do you know what is marginal utility? Marginal utility is the addition made to total utility when one more unit of the commodity is consumed. Marginal utility is the addition made to total utility when one more unit of the commodity is consumed. So marginal utility, how to find out means TUN minus 1 minus TUN. That is, marginal utility is the difference between the two total utility. Easy I will say, that is TUN minus 1 means second total utility. Second total utility minus TUN means first total utility. So marginal utility is equal to second total utility minus first total utility. That is TUN minus 1 minus TUN. That is marginal utility. I will explain this with the help of example. That is, first ice cream, we get the satisfaction of 10 util, and second ice cream, $16 util. Okay, then how to find out the marginal utility means TUN minus 1 minus TUN. That is second total utility, that is 16. 16 minus first total utility is 10. So 16 minus 10, 6 util. Marginal utility is 6 util. How to find out the marginal utility? Difference between the two total utilities. Okay, these two total utilities. What is the difference between the two total utilities? 16 minus 10 is equal to 6. 6 util. That is 6u. Okay, this is the one method to find out the marginal utility. One more formula is there to find out the marginal utility. That is, marginal utility is equal to delta TU by delta Q. How to find out the delta TU means TUN minus 1 minus TU by delta Q, Q1 minus Q. Means second total utility minus total utility, that is change in total utility. What is the formula? Change in total utility, second total utility minus first total utility, that is TUN minus 1 minus TUN. Then what is delta Q? Second quantity minus first quantity. Here we can see that second total utility TUN minus 1 is 16 minus first total utility is 10 by second quantity. What is second quantity? 2 minus first quantity is 1. So 16 minus 10, 6. 2 minus 1, 1. 6 by 1 equal to 6 util. Same only. Okay. So easy one is what? Marginal utility is equal to TUN minus 1 minus TUN. Usually we are using this formula. Okay. How to find out the marginal utility? It is the difference between the two total utility, that is second total utility minus first total utility. So now we studied two types of utility, that is total utility and marginal utility. Total utility is the total satisfaction derived by the consumer from the consumption of all possible unit of given commodity. Okay. Then marginal utility is the addition made to the total utility when one more unit of the commodity is consumed. Okay. How to find out TU? U1 plus U2 plus U3 means we have to add the utility of each commodity. Then we will get TU. How to find out the marginal utility? TUN minus 1 minus TUN, that is second total utility minus first total utility is marginal utility. Okay, all of you write these notes. Marginal utility is the addition made to the total utility when one more unit of the commodity is consumed. Okay, I think all of you clear two types of utility. Now we will study about total utility and margin utility schedule. Here you can see that the ice cream consumption is increasing 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 5, 6, like that it is increasing. And here you can see the total utility also increasing 20 to 36, 36 to 46, 46 to 50. Then at the fourth level it is increasing, total utility increasing. Then fifth level it is same, that is 50 only. Then sixth level the total utility falls from 50 to 44. What about the margin utility? With the increasing consumption of ice cream, we can see the margin utility is decreasing. First unit 20, then second unit decreased 16, third unit decreased to 10, then fourth unit decreased to 4, then fifth unit becomes 0, and finally at the sixth unit of ice cream consuming time, margin utility became negative, that is minus 6. Okay, so here you can see that with the increasing unit of consumption of ice cream, the total utility initially increasing, then remain constant, then finally it falls. And with the increasing unit of ice cream, margin utility continuously decreasing and it became 0 and finally it became negative. Okay. Now we can see how to find out the margin utility. Margin utility we already studied the formula, that is TUN minus 1 minus TUN, that is second total utility minus first total utility. Second TU minus first TU. Here you can see the second total utility is 36 and first total utility is 20. So 36 minus 20 is 16. Okay, 16 is the margin utility. Next second total utility is 46 and first one is 36. 46 minus 36, 10. Next one 50 minus 46. 50 minus 46 equal to 4. Next 50 minus 50. 50 minus 50 equal to 0. Last 44 minus 50. 44 minus 50 equal to minus 6. Likewise, we can find out the margin utility, that is second total utility minus first total utility. Now, how to find out the total utility means from this given data, suppose they given margin utility only. How to find out the total utility means it is very simple, sigma mu. Means sum of margin utility is total utility. Here you can see 20 plus 16, 36. Then 36 plus 10, 46. 46 plus 4, 50. Then 50 plus 0, 50. Then 50 minus 6, 44. Means by adding each one, we will get what? Total utility. 20 plus 16, 36. Then 20 plus 16, 36 plus 10, 46. Then 20 plus 16, 16 plus 10 plus 4, 50. So like that, when we add in the margin utility, we will get a total utility. So total utility is equal to sigma mu. I think everyone understood TU and mu schedule. Now we will study about the diagram and the relationship between total utility and marginal utility. Relationship between marginal utility and total utility. Relationship between marginal utility and total utility, or total utility and marginal utility. Here you can see that the units of ice cream is measured on the x-axis and total utility and marginal utility is measured on the y-axis. Here we can see that when the total utility is increasing, it is increasing up to fifth unit, what will happen? The margin utility is positive. It is positive axis. This is the margin utility curve. Margin utility curve. So when the total utility is increasing, the margin utility is positive till 5 unit. Okay, until 5 unit, the total utility is increasing and that time margin utility is positive. And when the total utility is maximum, here total utility is maximum. Which point? This point, that is at fifth level of ice cream, the total utility is maximum. That time margin utility is 0. Then after the fifth point, at sixth point, means sixth unit of ice cream, the total utility decreasing, it falls. That time margin utility became negative. So from this we can conclude that three ways of relationship between TU and MU. Means whenever the TU is increasing, that time margin utility is positive. When TU is increasing, margin utility is positive. When TU is maximum, it reaches maximum, that is total utility reaches maximum, the margin utility becomes 0. And when total utility decreases, that time margin utility became negative. Okay. So, till 5 unit of ice cream, total utility increasing. So, what will happen? The margin utility is positive. Next one, at 5th unit of ice cream, total utility is maximum. Margin utility is equal to 0. At 5th unit, you can see the total utility is maximum, and that time margin utility became 0. Next one, at 6th unit of ice cream, total utility falls and margin utility became negative. Okay, from this we can see the relationship between MU and TU. That is, whenever the TU is increasing, that time MU is positive. And when the TU reaches maximum, that time MU is 0. And when TU falls, that time MU negative. So, this is the relationship between margin utility and total utility. I think everyone understood today's class. If you like my class, please like and subscribe my channel, that is Economic Mall. Thank you, children.